Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem, or Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. And peace and salutations to the elect of Israel. To you I say Shalom. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the flock of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. And I just want to touch on a quick subject, Lord willing. This is from an article that says, the article is from theconversation.com, and it says, with abortion heading back to the Supreme Court, is it time to retire the My Body, My Choice slogan? Now, the slogan, or the phrase, My Body, My Choice, is said mostly by women who, are in favor of abortion. They're saying since the baby's inside their body, it's their choice whether the baby lives or dies. That's what the slogan is all about. But it is time to retire this slogan because it's 100% false, right? Not even touching on the abortion subject, but the woman's body never belongs to her, all right? When a woman is born, she belongs to her father until she gets married, and then she belongs to her husband. All right, and this is all according to the scriptures. So yes, it is time to retire the phrase "My body, my choice," because that phrase isn't scriptural, man. It's actually wicked because it's anti-scripture. All right, so let's get these precepts, man. All right, this is Salakia. Let me start at Sirach 36. This is Sirach 36 and verse 24. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, a pillar of rest. Alright, I brought this up because what does the first part say? Once you get a wife, you begin a possession. A possession is something that you own. Alright? So if you get a wife, you technically own her. And even in modern society, people know this, they just don't want to admit it, because when a woman gets married, she takes on the husband's last name. And when you put your name on something, it becomes your property. All right? If McDonald's wanted to buy Burger King, it's not going to be called Burger King no more. It's going to be called McDonald's, right? Because they're going to put their name on it because they own the company. Just like a marriage. The woman takes the man's name because she becomes his possession. And this is in the scriptures, Sirach 36 and 24. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. Now the possession begins at marriage, and marriage is sex according to the Bible. Alright? Now, before that possession begins, she belongs to her father. Alright? And this is proven all throughout the scriptures. Alright, actually let me jump to Exodus chapter 2. I'm going to start at verse 16. Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water, and filled their troughs to water their father's flock. And the shepherds came and drove them away, but Moses stood up and helped them, and watered their flock. And when they came to Reuel, their father, he said, how is it that ye are come so soon today? And they said, an Egyptian delivered us out of the hand of the shepherds, and also drew water enough for us, and watered the flock. Now Moses is probably wearing Egyptian apparel. And plus, everybody knows that Africans, so-called Africans, are so-called black people. All right, so Egyptians and Hebrews will look alike because they're both have brown skin. All right, this is also why Yahushai's family fled to Egypt when they were being persecuted, or when they were looking to kill the baby Yahushai. All right, verse 20. Exodus 2 and 20. And he said unto his daughters, and where is he? Why is it that ye have left the man? Call him that he may eat bread. And Moses was content to dwell with the man, and he gave Moses Zipporah his daughter. So this is the point I wanted to bring out. Moses was given his daughter, right? The daughter didn't. We don't know what the daughter said or not, but it was only after the father's permission. The same thing with Jacob and Leah, right? And Rachel. They, Jacob was given the daughters after he worked for them. All right, it wasn't he had to earn them, but this is why he had to earn them, because in the ancient world and the way it's supposed to be, once you have when you have daughters, when you have children, when you have daughters, right? You can either give them away if you want, or you can, basically barter for them. So another man will like your daughter. He says, "I have 50 pieces of silver and 30 goats for your daughter," and you make that trade, right? This is what happens. That's actually was a CNN news article that came out recently. I wasn't an article; it was a video about an older Ishmaelite. It was about Ishmaelite family, and they were selling their daughter. The daughter was only 9 years old, but the older gentleman was like 60. They sold their daughter for about $2,000, right? This is what they do. You can, because you own your daughter, you could sell them, man. All right, but this is really the point, is that women are never really in control of their bodies, man. All right, and this is the way it's supposed to be according to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and it makes sense. It makes sense, because what does the scripture say? When you give a woman too much liberty, man. All right. Actually, let me get that, Lord willing. Salakia. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 25. I'm going to start at verse 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. All right? Because what happens? You give these wicked women liberty, they'll destroy your nation, man. You can tell the condition of a nation, of a people, by looking at the status of their women. And if you look at Jake's women now, man, they're out of order. They're out of control, man. All right? The women want to be men. The little girls want to be harlots. It's backwards, man. This place is backwards. And they don't want to, create families. What they want to do is create children for a check. Oh, I'll get it pregnant by a rich guy and he'll just pay child support for 18 years. This is the mindset of our women, because they have been given too much liberty, man. Verse 26, if she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go. All right. And what is the scripture? This is talking about marriage, but also as a child too. When your children are disobedient, you're supposed to put them to death, man. If your child is constantly being disobedient, you're supposed to bring them up to the judges, and the judges will determine whether they're guilty or not. If they're guilty, you're supposed to put them to death. And the parents are supposed to be the first ones to throw the stones, man. Disobedient children are supposed to get stoned to death. And what will happen is other families will see that, other children will see that, and they will never disobey, right? If a child sees that another child gets stoned to death for disobedience, that child will never disobey. That's beyond an ass whooping, man. Once they see that with their eyes, they'll never disobey, and that's the way it's supposed to be. And if it's like that, children wouldn't disobey. Children wouldn't become unruly. They wouldn't become wicked adults, man. Train a child up in the way they should go, man. And when they're older, they will not depart. Roughly paraphrasing, right? But it's lucky I'm getting off topic. This is really talking about the main subject I'm talking about is women are never in control of their body when they're children or when they're adults, man. All right. This is Proverbs chapter 5, I'm gonna start at verse 18. Let thy fountain be blessed, and rejoice with the wife of thy youth. Let her be, meaning the wife, let her be as loving as the loving hind and the pleasant roe. Let her breast satisfy thee at all times, and be thou ravished always with her love. All right. So what is this telling you? That the woman's body is for the man whenever he wants it, unless she's on her time of separation, right? Which is her period. Unless she's going through that, you cannot have sex with your woman. It's unclean, man. So the woman is supposed to be always ready for the man whenever he wants it. This is what the scripture says. Let her breast satisfy thee at all times, and be thou ravished always with her love, man. This is straight out of the scriptures, man. So when a wife says, "Oh, not tonight, I got a headache. Not tonight, I'm not in the mood," that's going off too, man. Because her body does not belong to her; it belongs to her husband. Even when she's a child, her body is not hers; it belongs to her father, man. And we proved that with Exodus. All right, so let me jump to Sirach chapter 7 and verse 25. Marry thy daughter, and so thou and so Slakia. Sirach chapter 7 and verse 25. Marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter, but give her to a man of understanding. It doesn't say let her marry a man of understanding. It says give her. You cannot give something away unless you physically own it. Unless it belongs to you, you cannot give something away. I cannot sell another man's house. I cannot sell another man's car. I cannot sell another man's daughter. Because it belongs to him. Sirach 7 and 25. Marry thy daughter, and so thou shalt have performed a weighty matter. Because it's a heavy thing, man. It is a heavy thing. You can't just give her to anybody, but give her to a man of understanding. All right? And that's really the point on that right there. That the father has the option to give his daughter to whomever he chooses, right? This is how you build nations. This is how you build communities. This is how you build families, right? Let me get one more. I'm gonna wrap it up. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 7. And I'm going to start from the top. Now concerning the things whereof ye wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband. Now when it says in verse 1, it is good for a man not to touch a woman, that's talking about being sidetracked and stuff, right? Because if you're a man of the Lord and you're not married, you have more time to serve the Lord. You don't have interruption from you serving the Lord, or you shouldn't have interruptions from you serving the Lord. All right, this is why it says it's good for a man not to touch a woman. It doesn't mean men and women are never to get married or never to have sex, man. This is not what this is saying. Actually, let me prove that. And I'm going to jump down to verse 32. 1 Corinthians 7 and 32. But I will have you without carefulness. He that is unmarried careth for the things that belong to the Lord. Right. How he may please the Lord. But he that is married careth for the things that are of the world, how he may please his wife. All right, this is what verse 1 is saying. It's better for you not to touch a woman so you could focus on pleasing the Lord. Now, there's brothers in the truth with wives, and they still do the work, man. They still do the work. So it's never an excuse. But again, like Sirach chapter 25 said, of the woman came the beginning of sin, man. Jake is easily tempted by women, man. All right, but nevertheless, verse 2, Salakia, nevertheless, to avoid fornication, to avoid people from just everybody just sleeping with each other, just because, nobody's technically married, let every man have his own wife and let every woman have her own husband. All right, you can't share women. All right, and women shouldn't be, sharing men. Verse 3, this is the point I wanted to get to. Let the husband render unto his wife due benevolence, and likewise also the wife unto the husband. All right, so when the wife is in need, when the wife wants to be satisfied, you give it to her, man. And likewise for the wives, when your husband's in need, you give it to him, man. Verse 4, the wife hath not power of her own body, but the husband. All right, it's like I've been saying, the women are not in control of their body. My body, my choice is false, man. It's a false saying, and it's wicked, man. And likewise, also the husband hath not power of his own body, but the wife. It's not saying the woman is in control of the man. This is talking about sexual urges. All right. Verse 5, defraud ye not one the other, except it be with consent for a time. That's saying, don't withhold your body from your wife, don't withhold your body from your husband's, unless you both agree to it, right? Continuing on, that ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer, and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your inconsistency. All right, so you don't want Satan tempting you because, let's go into this word, inconsistency, incontinency, Salakia. We're going to go in the blue letter, and then we're going to go into the regular definition of it. Salakia. All right, incontinency, want of self-control, incontinence, intemperance, want of self-restraint, excess, incontinency. All right, let's go into the Slack. Let's go into the English definition of it. Incontinency, involuntary urination or defecation. Incontinence, excretion, voiding, elimination, evacuation, the bodily process of discharging waste matter. So, I'm not sure. That's what it means in regular dictionary, but in the scriptures, it's talking about self-control, sexual self-control, man. All right, so you can't. The woman is not supposed to defraud the man, and the man is not supposed to defraud the woman of their urges, man. All right, when they're married, or once they come together in marriage, which would be sex, man. All right, but I'm gonna wrap it up with that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Salakia got interrupted, man. Yo, when this word is coming out, man, Satan doesn't rest, man, but neither can we, man. We're not supposed to give Satan a rest when he's trying to hinder the word, man. But Salakia, I'm going to wrap it up with that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, the grand millstone that rule well. And peace and salutations to the elect of Israel. Until next time, I want to say shalom and abad babal.